Hi, my name is Jenessee Roy, and I am going to be your chakra guide for this month's Pick Your Path. So how this is going to go, we're going to review what August was all about, because whatever you were thinking, feeling, and choosing to do in August is going to determine what path you are walking this September, what collective energy you're going to be working with this September. And then after that, we're going to look at what September holds, and this is absolutely out of 2022 one of my favorite months. I don't quite know why yet, but as soon as I started to do this recording, so much energy was coming in around the month of September. It's not a month I typically vibe with, and so I'm really excited to jump in and see what divine has in store for us there. And then after that, we're going to review red and blue paths. So at that point, I will give you what the collective energies are that you can pick to choose from. And then once you decide what path you're on, you're going to go to the end of the video and click the next video in the sequence, which will start to give you the rundown of what you're mastering on your path this month, what your new beginning or activation of energy is going to be, and then the duality or the big test, the big face-off at the end of the month to see if you have mastered what you're working with inside of your multidimensional chakra system this September. So stay tuned, and I will walk you through the sequence of events that we're about to enter to get you really conscious and clear in working with your chakra field this September. So if you've not done this with me before, I beg your pardon, but I am a bit of a broken record here when I talk about the multidimensional chakra system. And this part I track out through you. I have and use the Chakra Oracle deck to read all of the aspects of the multidimensional chakra system. And so those 8 cards for a red path and blue path are laid out in front of me. So when I bob and weave and duck and do things, that's what I'm looking at. So, again, I'm so excited, I can't wait to tap in, but let's start in the past, right? So, in explaining the multidimensional chakra system, because we are 3-dimensional beings, we live in a 3-dimensional reality. So basically what happens here is we have a physical experience, we have an emotional experience, and we have a mental experience. Every time we read energy, we have to use a codex. We have to use an index in how to anchor the greater energies of which we're working with. And so that's how I do it. I look at everything we're experiencing within our multidimensional life as a breakdown of the chakras as they sit on the physical plane, the emotional plane, and then the mental plane. The mental plane is your hypo and hyper chakras. The emotional plane is your shadow chakras, as well as the positive expressions of the chakra system. And then your root-to-crown physical experience is where your chakra system actually creates part of your physical reality. So again, whatever you were doing just a minute ago, what you were thinking, let's start there. What you were thinking is now programming your reality. It's going to become the narrative that you live in. Whatever you feel gives life, it gives movement and energy. So whatever you think, then whatever you feel becomes the top priority of connecting whatever you're thinking into reality. And then the choices you make dictate what kind of path and what kind of world you're going to live in. So if you wake up every single day and say, I hate my life and I wish I lived somewhere else and da-da-da, you're really going to have a negative life experience, right? If that's the program and then you feel negative about it and then you walk into that reality, that's exactly the reality you're going to be in. It's as simple as changing any of these processes. And so that's what we do when we look at the multi-dimensional chakra system. We're breaking it down. When you can break this down and understand what kind of experiences or patterns you're moving through, then it's easier to clear the field, clear those outdated programs that the mind or the emotions or your actions have, and have a new life experience. So that's why I do what I do, is to get you conscious so you can have a much more enjoyable, blissed out life experience. So August was a great manifestation month. The number 8 in numerology is that lucky infinite spiral of abundance and wealth and prosperity and luck. And so that's what August was about, whether you were bringing it in physically as far as money or the completion or bringing in of projects, or if you were experiencing it more non-physical, which is the manifestation. It's about bringing things to you. It's about attracting things to you. Again, just because we're using the word manifestation and abundance and prosperity, it doesn't necessarily mean it's always good, right? So we can attract and magnetize to us some negative situations as well. Again, depending on what you're thinking, feeling, and acting on is going to dictate what kind of a magnet you are to the energetic field around you and what you're perpetuating in your reality. So August being this manifestation month, I want you to really get conscious and think about, what were you doing in August? What kind of experiences were you having? And again, specifically tied to manifestation. What were you attracting? What kind of people? What kind of projects? What were you doing? You know, how are you spending your time in August? Because August was really the first time in all of 2020, and I shouldn't say that because we've actually had a few tap-ins, but August was the really big breakthrough of what you've been working on as far as 2022 energy is heaven on earth. It's about you, jenessee, or you, right? The human being that we're talking to, you being a vessel, a bridge to anchor your destiny here in this reality. So as you wake up, what are you doing? What are you inspired to do? What do you want to do, right? That's you becoming the bridge to anchor more of your destiny here in this reality. And so 2022 has had a few moments where we've really been attracting and pulling this in, but August was the first big breakthrough where you were living it. Maybe you in February took a new job, and you took a new job because you wanted more time with your family and less stress. It could have been stressful all the way up until August, but August might have been the first big breakthrough when you really actually started living whatever you started manifesting in February, right? For you to have a better life experience. So August is the big time when things are coming in. For myself and my business partner, Jennifer, so we have been working on raw shamans for a while now, and August was the first month when we actually went out and started living what we had been planning, right? So August is this breakthrough month where, what were you doing? And if you don't know what your destiny is, if you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't know where you're going in life, what were you doing in August? Because these are the puzzle pieces that are coming through to get you to be more you. So that's what you need to anchor into, because as we get into September and then the pick your path, whatever you were doing in August is going to determine what path you're going to be walking here this September. So what is September? I'm so excited. The energy around September is palpable. Again, I don't think I've ever really felt, and I've been doing these for quite a few years, I don't think I have ever felt maybe I have. I don't know. Maybe I have. It's very short-term memory here. But September right now feels, I don't even feel like there's, I don't think October belongs in the same year. That's how powerful to me September is. September always represents the ending. It represents the big completion. And so as far as, again, what I've been talking about, heaven on earth all year long, you being this vessel, this lightning rod that's really supercharged with your purpose, facilitating your destiny this year, bringing it through. Again, a lightning rod is a magnet for everything supercharged in the atmosphere, right? Anytime something sparks, it attracts it and pulls it straight down into whatever the grounding mechanism is, right? And so that's what you are this year. You are this rod that is just pulling everything in. Again, whether you know what that is or not. If you're going to be blue path, interestingly enough, you probably thought you knew what it was, but it might be evolving. So, whatever this is for you, September is going to be a master completion energy. Again, mastery, because we're working in a 22 year, which is a master builder year. And when we're looking at a grand finale in a master builder year, to me, it's like at the end of this month, I'm almost like, God, take me away. I feel like I'm done. I feel like, there's going to be a really big master completion that just really is the embodiment of who you are and what you've been working on. So blue path, since we already mentioned you, we'll start there. Blue path, you will have had a big release. And in actuality, you might even still be going through it. So blue path, as I've been talking about manifestation, maybe you're going, I don't know, Jenessee, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't pinpoint anything. Nothing really feels like it was monumental or changed. So that might be you, blue path, because what this is saying is that there was a start of a release last month, and this is still continuing. So the release energy is window 33. It's a master energy of the solar plexus chakra, and what that means is typically I consider these like archangel energies, or they're the energies, the guardian energies around the chakra system. When you have had a pivotal moment with your identity, with who you are, with where you want to go. And maybe that's what your August was all about. Maybe you had a breakthrough moment of you, your identity, who or what you want. And maybe what that did was that completely broke a part of your reality that now you're like, I didn't manifest anything. I actually realized I was manifesting the wrong stuff, or, I don't want to be where I was. Then this is blue path. And this is one aspect of blue path, okay? So this is having this complete understanding, and I shouldn't say complete, right? Well, yeah, it's September, why not? A complete understanding of you, to where now it's like, something's got to give, I got to let go. There's got to be this release, this ultimate letting go, because what I'm doing isn't giving me the results of where I want to be or what I want to be accomplishing. And so that could be one way to read this or interpret the energy of blue path. The next would be looking at this as the fact that you were manifesting and you were kind of in the middle, or deeply engrossed in whatever you've been bringing in, and something broke or something realigned to where now you realize I can't do it the same way. Maybe you have to let go of people like business plans, right? My business strategy is this, and we're going to work towards this, and once we get here, we'll do that, and it's like you kind of create this this ladder of when we do it, what we do, how we do it, and maybe something in that has completely changed, and now you're going, oh my gosh, well, nobody's buying this, but this is something new. And so you have to completely let go of what the game plan was and switch to something completely new, and probably, on the spot create stuff, right? Because whatever, supply and demand, who knows? I'm too deep in the business metaphor here. So it could be something like that. It could be anything where there had to be a letting go. There had to be a relinquishing of how you thought it was going to be. And that's more attachment with the destiny part. There's something about you specifically that has to give up or has to change, right? Has to change something about you, your identity, the self, the person, the conduit, right? The lightning rod that's been bringing all of this in. You have changed, or there's something about you that has morphed or shifted, and this is creating a ripple into what you're manifesting and what your heaven on earth is going to be, right? So again, this being the 9-month, I could see this being kind of wild, and this is a master completion. So it's almost like a race energy, like get to the end, get to the finish line, get to the finish line. That's kind of the energy I would feel around this for blue path. So if that feels like you are gonna pick blue path, so you might as well just go to the end of the video, because the other energy is totally different. Don't waste your time if that felt right. And if it didn't, stay tuned, and we're gonna go right into red path. So red path, totally different. You are, but interesting because you're also manifesting. So what you started in August, as far as, and for you, this is very interesting. It's blank canvas. So this is the artistry energy. This is window 18. And whenever this comes up, I always say, the world is your oyster, right? The sky's the limit. These are the things that you're coming off of a high on. It's like, for me, I'm an artist and I'm thinking artist, right? So with the artistry energy. So it's like somebody gives you a whole blank wall on the side of the building, and they're like, have at it. And they give you all the paint, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this wall? I'm looking at a wall right here. So it's like, what do I do? It's like a blank canvas. It's like the artist's mind just explodes with potentials, right? So that would be red path. So red path, this in juxtaposition to blue path was, I kind of know where I'm going and stuff's breaking down, or I'm breaking down. Maybe blue path had a nervous breakdown. Stuff about the person is breaking down. Red path, this is, you weren't breaking down, you were living in the glory of infinite possibility. So red path, it might have been complete opposite for you, where it's like, I can do so much. I have so much potential. And then that's where we talk about artist block, right? So either, you know, it was a blank canvas and you know exactly how you want to fill it. And that's what August was for you. And you're still filling it, right? Because we're in the completion of that energy. Or it was, you know, everything's so potential, but now I'm kind of stuck in the void of, holy crap, you know, I don't want to ruin it, or, you know, how do I start, or what do I even do, right? Because again, you know, an artist with absolute creative freedom, you know, can then kind of hit this wall of the block, right? Because there's just so many things that you can do. So where do you start? So interesting that those are very opposite ends of what feels like a very similar spectrum. So red path, again, just a short recap, artist energy. It's all about your passion and connection to what you're seeing. Your passion, again, that would be the big difference here. Passion from August. You know, feeling things really chock full of just potential. And now moving into the completion cycle of that, and whether you're doing stuff or like blocked, doesn't matter. Same red path artist energy. Blue path, last month it would have been, I think I know, and then crack, like, no, you don't, you know, let's change, course correct, you know. And so you either kind of come into this, oh my God, now what do I do? Or, you know, the breaking and releasing, and you're still kind of going through having to let go or change yourself to realign, right? So red path, blue path, those are your potentials. You're gonna get the 2 video options here now. So go ahead and pick either of the videos to continue the journey. And in this next video, we're gonna explain what the mastery is. So this is just a preliminary to let you know what path you're on collectively. And then next, we're gonna start to read what your actual physical experience is gonna be. Because of what you are experiencing, what you picked right now, this dictates what kind of energy you're going to be exploring and mastering in September, our completion month moving forward. So I will see you there.